So welcome back to Outdoors with the Morgans, coming to you from wild and wonderful West Virginia. We're at the cabin here, and we had a couple visitors here the last couple days. Yeah. First time on camera, I got a fisher, and that was on a trail camera, about 100 yards that direction. And then the other night, there's a little bear right about where we are standing right here. Just a small one this time.
They both look so cute and cuddly.
Yeah,
but fishers can do a lot of damage.
I have never seen one until we came down here. We saw one on the road.
Yeah. About
a month ago coming in, and but I had to do some research between a fisher and a martin and all that kind of stuff. But it's definitely a fisher, and deer are just everywhere. When we pulled in here this morning, they're walking all around the cabin. The cabin doesn't bother them at all.
Yeah.
But anyway, I wanted to mention. Yesterday, I think it was, we posted on Facebook and on X a picture, a real nice picture, 2 of them, and said, what state is this? And how many people guessed it right, Melissa?
About 25% of you got it right. And it was kind of cool that it was a form of a question with and I think in that picture, you really can't tell.
Yeah, you really can't. It was deceiving. So, yeah, I'd say one person got it exactly right.
One person got it exactly right, and he might have cheated.
Yeah, he might have cheated a little bit.
He knows who he is.
Yeah, he is. But today we're going to let you in on a little secret, one of the best kept secrets there is. So the best kept secret is, in our opinion, West Virginia. Everything you just saw in the intro was from West Virginia. And the pictures that we posted specifically were at Spruce Knob, which is a beautiful place. And it's the highest point in West Virginia, around 4,800 feet, I think, and for the east, that's actually pretty high. And the trees actually up there kind of are dwarfed. They don't grow full size. A lot of red spruce, and but really, really pretty up there. And surprisingly, when we were there, it was really calm there. There wasn't hardly any wind at all. But we went. Where all did we go the last couple of days? We started off.
The morning we started off heading out. We passed the smallest church in the. What, it said 48 states.
Yeah, smallest church. We're like, let's go check out the smallest church.
It is little.
It's a small church.
And it was a real foggy day. Driving the roads on roads we're not familiar with in West Virginia. It was a thick fog as we were climbing. We did pass a nice dance hall that had a marquee out front that says they do line dancing classes.
Yeah.
Sign me up.
So we went from the cabin, and then we went past the world's smallest church, or
Yeah.
And then from there, we went to Blackwater Falls.
Wow, that's beautiful.
And the reason we're telling you all this, by the way, and we're going to get into some of the places we were at, you're about 2 to 3 weeks away from peak fall foliage down here. A lot of the leaves are already starting to turn. And, Melissa and I, we like to go out west. We try to go every year. But you get so busy, and it's such a huge undertaking for us to go. We've flown out. We also like to drive out.
Mm-hmm.
We enjoy driving more than we enjoy flying, especially nowadays. And it's just a lot to be able to get away for that length of time. I mean, you've got 2.5 days just getting out there. And we were thinking about going out this year, and we said, let's just kind of explore, you know, more of what West Virginia has to offer. And for anyone in the east, or if anyone in the west wants to see some beautiful fall colors, I'm telling you, the route that we went the last couple days, and it's a cheap trip, it's quick, you can hit a lot of places
in one day. We
were gone yesterday pretty much from daylight till dark, but we started off here. Then we went down to Blackwater Falls, which is just beautiful. And this time of year, there's not many people around. We didn't see anyone until we were leaving. And that's near the town of Davis and Thomas, West Virginia. Neat little towns, but boy, have they changed over the years. I'm not saying there's anything wrong with it, but I used to hunt down here years ago, down in the Canaan Valley and in that area, and I worked all around there. I worked at the power plant, Mount Storm power plant blasting. I worked on a highway job near there. But Davis and Thomas, I mean, it used to be nothing but like rednecks and lifted trucks. And now you drive through there and it's like
it's very different.
Yoga studios and what do you call barista?
Yeah.
Baristas and stuff. It's a neat little town.
Yeah.
And
very trendy.
We're cruising the big Ford through there. I'm like, hey, I have a Subaru at home too. You know what I mean?
But, everywhere we went, every park we stopped at, Subarus.
Everywhere.
I'm like, wow, and they all have stickers. We're gonna have to start cruising that little roo.
Yeah, they got stickers on all their Subarus. But Blackwater Falls is right outside of Davis, West Virginia.
So that has to do. We read on the marquee they had there that's the color of the water from the rock, the red rock.
Not only the rock, but all the trees, all the stuff off of the trees.
It makes it look like a black tea.
Yeah, and so why it's called Blackwater Falls.
The waterfall, it does look like tea.
It's like all organic material that gets washed into the river, which makes it look like, they call it Blackwater. It looks like black tea.
But the Three Rivers of Pittsburgh, that's different. It's that color because of some other stuff.
Sewage treatment plants and whatnot. But anyway, Davis and Thomas, I got to tell you one more story before we move on our little trip. Years ago, I was hunting down there with some friends, and I pointed this gas station, and there's this kid, and he's got this Blazer. It's like, old square body Blazer, 44s on it, and he's like, got to have something like this to get in where we hunt, you know. I'm like, okay, that's cool. And we're talking, and we're both pumping gas, and I look over at his floorboards, which is like above my waist, and there's this mouse that came out from underneath the seat, and it like looked down at the ground, realized it was too high to make the jump, I think, and he just went back in behind the seat, but he lived in that Blazer. But yeah, Davis and Thomas have changed over the year.
Well, and you came to find out that you did need a Blazer that size.
Yeah, because I had her little Blazer. That's a whole nother story, but
yeah, we're in a good mood, so let's not even go there.
Kind of flooded it out. But anyway, from Blackwater Falls, we then went down through the Canaan Valley, and
it's
beautiful down through there, and the leaves are starting to change through there as well. And then we went to
I could live there.
Yeah,
I said that each park we went to.
A lot of farmland down in the valley and mountains all around it. And then from there we went over to Dolly Sods, it's called. It's really neat. It's a big plateau, and it's probably 12-15 miles across.
Yeah.
Once you get up on there, pretty bumpy ride in this truck right here. I know why everyone drives the Subarus down there. The roads weren't horrible, but a lot of bouncing around getting up there. Yeah. And when we were there, tell them what you saw across the road.
Oh yeah, so yeah, you're focusing on trying to sit still. It's like driving on a big
and there's a knoll.
And there was out ahead of us, it was just a knoll, but then right as I could see, it looked like a bear crossing the road. And we're talking, and I'm like, look at that, I think it's a bear.
Yeah, so she said.
But it got into the thick on the other side, and by the time we got to that section, you couldn't see anything.
So we go past that, and then we go right up, not even a half mile, and there's 3 truckloads of guys with bear dogs. That's really big in West Virginia. They hunt bear with dogs, and they train them. And anyway, we see
bear trucks, boxes, they call it. Bear boxes.
They all drive Toyota Tacoma, not all of them, but Toyota Tacomas is the bear dog truck of choice in West Virginia. And so I said, "Have you guys on a bear?" And he said, "No, I haven't got on any yet today. And I said, well, she just saw one. I didn't see it. We think it was a bear. I'm not.
It was a bear or a really big dog.
Yeah, I said it was a ways out there, but she thinks she saw it cross the road. And they said, well, we'll go find out. So they all jump in their trucks. And the way that works with the bear dogs, I'm obviously not an expert on it. They can just drive on these back roads down here, and the dogs will smell where one of the bears crossed the road, and they get on the trail. So they take off, and we're going the other direction. And we went out through Dolly Sods there, and it's really nice, beautiful day.
Pretty.
And then we turned around, we were heading back, and it was probably an hour and a half later, and we ran into them on the other road, and they said, yes, it was definitely a bear. And you know, they were training their dogs, and they chased the bear around for miles, basically. They
crossed the road again, down around, made a loop.
They tree it, and then call the dogs off, and dogs are happy. That's what they do. So you were right. I didn't see it, but she saw the bear. So then from there, where did we go after that? We went from Dolly Sods down to Seneca Rocks.
Right.
Neat place. We didn't spend a lot of time at Seneca Rocks, and then but it's just a nice ride.
We had lunch there. There was
a little place right down there at Seneca Rocks. Little like trading post store with a little restaurant in it. And then we went down to Spruce Knob, which is I like that. It was really pretty. Really pretty. You're way up there, and it's just absolutely beautiful. And it was kind of funny. We go to Spruce Knob, don't see anybody. And we go, there's a loop. It's an easy little hike. It's maybe a quarter of a mile.
Yeah, you go in from the parking lot.
3/8 of a mile, you're on top. It's an easy hike, and there's these overlooks. And we come out, and there's these 3 guys on motorcycles, like those BMWs, I forget, like a touring bike. I don't know what they call it.
I talk to everyone, but I'm like, hello.
Yeah, I actually said
he's
something.
Starting to,
because the guy had Texas plates, and I said, you're the whole way from Texas? He goes, yeah. And I'm like, that's cool. And another guy's getting off his bike, and he looks at us. He goes, Mike and Melissa. I go, huh? And here, Rich or Rick? Rick. He's from Michigan.
And Jeff and Dave are brothers. And
Rick watches our channel and recognized us. So we got to visit with them for a little bit. But I thought, what are the chances? We're in the middle of nowhere, and we run into 3 people, and one of them watch our channel. And we also ran into another guy the other day in Waynesburg, PA, him and his family that watch our channel as well when we were on our way down. But we got to meet with Rick and his buddies, and they're out cruising around on their bikes, and which was really nice. So we left Spruce Knob, and then we headed up towards Petersburg late yesterday.
Yeah.
And we ended up going to Mount Storm Lake, just kind of a drive-by, which isn't too far from Davis and Thomas. We made a big loop. And Davis and Thomas, Mount Storm, I worked at that power plant years ago. And I think it was built originally in the 60s, the coal-fired power plant. And one of the jobs I was on was when they were building new scrubbers. And we did a lot of blasting there. But it's a beautiful lake up there, Mount Storm Lake, and they use it for cooling for the power plant. And I guess there's some big fish in there, but you don't see many boats. They have a boat launch and all that. You don't see a lot of people around there, but they're now starting to develop it more, some cabins and things like that. It is really
pretty. And the water's warm.
Yeah, the water's warm, and even though it's on top of the mountain, and but I got a lot of history down there. I worked on that highway project. There's a wind farm up there and a power plant. And then from there, we made our way back up here. But the point is, West Virginia is a nice place if you like the outdoors, to hike around, see the sights. I was just looking at a Facebook post at home from a local town down the road. And they were talking about how horrible the traffic is today and all the people, and they keep building housing plans, and there's more and more people, and you can come down here and it's a great place if you're looking for a inexpensive trip.
It really is. And it's beautiful, it's peaceful, it makes you feel good, it smells good, it just brightens your day. It
does. It's a great little trip to get.
I love that little place we ate lunch at, that little trading post. Like I said, I think it's called the Yukon. Just has a little store. I bought a shirt, had my chili dogs. Like, it was just really,
it was really nice and
enjoyable.
But what's funny is how this all came about down here. I worked in this state a lot on different road jobs and, like I said, at power plants and things, and I always loved West Virginia. And I always said one day we are going to get a place down here. We love it at home as well. We've got a nice piece of property there, but there's just something special about this state, and we really like it. It
is. Oh, I love it. It just puts you in a good mood. Makes you feel peaceful, but yeah, you have energy. It's, yeah, I don't know if I can describe it all in one.
Yeah, but we like the fall colors, and that's one.
Oh yeah, in the next couple weeks. Now here they're changing a little sooner than we are at home.
Yeah.
But even in Pennsylvania, like out east at the Pennsylvania Grand Canyon, that's also
yeah,
a good
north
trip.
and east. Yeah,
Or northeast.
Yeah.
But that's one thing that we love about where we live here is the fall colors. And I have some family that live out west in the Las Vegas area, and I think they came out during that time one time. They came out to visit.
Yeah.
Just loved it. Couldn't believe it. Taking pictures constantly.
All they talk about is the green in the middle of summer. They can't believe how green everything is, which is nice.
Yeah.
But there's nothing like nice fall colors. And I think it's shaping up to be a pretty good year. We've had enough rain. The temperatures have been right. They're always pretty nice, but I think this could be a banger of a year for fall colors.
I think so. I agree.
I think it should be.
And
good.
we had a great day. We got back to here yesterday, and I said to Mike, I said, I feel good. That was a really good day. And Mike's like, yeah, I'm glad you didn't have to do any driving. I'm like, oh yeah, that's right. But Mike did all the driving.
I'll tell you what, we brought the Ford down, the Super Duty, and I am blown away by this truck. Yeah. Like I said, Dolly Sods. I mean, we were on back roads where we were driving 5 to 10 miles an hour for miles and miles on end, you know. But we filled up before we left home, drove down here, all that kind of putzing around yesterday, climbing up these to the tops of mountains and stuff and we're still at 20 miles per gallon. Now I'm going to check it when I get home. But it has been pretty accurate what the computer in the truck says. But it's incredible for something this size to get 20 miles to the gallon. We love the GMC as well, but just highway driving, you're lucky to get 17 and a half. And they say it'll get better over time. But so far, this Ford, it's smoking it as far as the mileage goes. It really is. I think we should embrace the diesel engine. I do. You know what I mean? But they keep trying to get away from the diesels. But what was it? Volkswagen got in all that trouble. They falsified something or whatever. But their cars are still getting like 50 or 60 miles to the gallon. And if you can put an engine in something this size and get 20 driving around down here, imagine, you know, what you could do in an average size car or an SUV. It's like the Toyota Hilux. We can't get them here. You know what I mean? They got that little diesel in there. It'd be a great vehicle to have. But anyway, I think that's a whole nother video. That's about it. I wanted to talk, though. This is the best kept secret we know of is this state, and
it really is.
It's worth the trip to come and visit, and
maybe one day we'll do a meetup in West Virginia.
Yeah, or find like, you know, some festival or something and do it there. Maybe we'll do something like that. But yeah, come visit, but don't buy a bunch of ground and drive up the property prices. How about that?
Okay.
But that's about it. We're going to hike around here at the property some and
check out some more things.
We'll go from there. But we appreciate y'all being here, and we will catch you on the next one.
Thanks.